What's going on? This is your NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Lio Rush. Make sure you listen to the Wrestling POV podcast. You guys absolutely rock. You're incredible. From the man of the hour, Lio Rush.
Wrestling POV content not be suitable to audiences. Your discretion is advised.
Good morrow to you, sirs and ladies of the Wrestling POV community. Here on the spotlight, we have the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Is he the best in-ring performer of all time? Then we have the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Is it overhyped? And then, of course, we have the Hot Tag News, Damian Pearce. Is he ready for the main roster? This week in wrestling, all this and more with your host, Tony Diaz, Ricardo Serrano III, Elio Canella the First, and of course, Miguel Cole, all on a new episode of the Wrestling POV podcast.
What was that?
that was just my inner Britain person
that
coming
was
out.
British. That was
Old English.
Now, is there a difference between that and when you impersonate Matt Novak?
Yes, because when I impersonate Matt Novak, I do the cranky one, the people over there.
Matt, if you're listening, please verify if this is true.
Matt Novak has got the Cockney accent, you know what I'm saying?
Jesus, man.
Good morrow to you.
I'm listening to it and I'm like, what is he doing?
Oh, man. I love the Brits.
Yeah.
I love the Canadians, too.
Yeah.
I love the Americans. I love the world.
We love them all. That's what we're about. We love everybody, and that's why the show's called Wrestling POV, because we value everybody's point of view. And yes. That's it, I guess, right?
Of course.
You threw me off with that accent, man. I'm like, what accent is this? Okay, it sounds like a snobbish someone from the UK. Cheerios and cornflakes, y'all. All right, we're getting closer to the Royal Rumble.
I feel the rumbling.
I'm telling you, this will always be my favorite pay-per-view of the year, next to WrestleMania. And I did hear, I'm not jumping ahead to my rumors, but now I'm hearing that they don't want to have fans there. Now They're saying the reason why is because it's a big hassle to take down the Terror Dome or the Thunderdome. I went Public Enemy there. Did you hear that shit? Welcome to the Terror Dome. But yeah, they're saying that it's a big hassle to tear down the Thunderdome and then to put it back up, with the screens and shit like that, just to put fans in. I'm like, serious? Come on, man. Oh my Lord! Actually,
wouldn't you rather have a live crowd than
exactly
screens?
Yeah, you would think, right?
Like you would get a natural reaction from our live crowd.
Yeah. No. So speaking of that, we were talking earlier before we started the record button about any kind of surprises or anything like that going on for the Royal Rumble. And Elio, you came up with a good one. Care to share?
So I was thinking about this the other day, being Royal Rumble, one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, the one element I love about the Rumble is the surprise entrance. And I was thinking, CM Punk surprise entrant goes on to win the Rumble, goes on to WrestleMania to main event against Roman Reigns, who will have Paul Heyman in his corner. And who else was a Paul Heyman guy? CM Punk.
Right. See, you didn't say that part. You only said the other part. You didn't throw out
this is why Elio deserves a raise, because he's smart. CM Punk, best in the world. Best in the world. Yes.
Well, but the fact that he threw out Paul Heyman too. I know to most people it doesn't mean shit, but it does mean shit. It means a lot because CM Punk was a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah.
Right? But you know what? Just to even throw out more shit to this story that you came up with, Elio, just imagine at WrestleMania, it would be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman there. And then during the match or towards the end of the match, Brock comes out. And it's you know what I'm saying? Then what? That would be one hell of a main event.
And then after Brock Lesnar interferes, Curtis Axel comes out. Huh?
You know,
he's still in the Rumble. He never got eliminated.
Rick, we had a good thing going with me and Elio. We had a good storyline built up. We had
there wasn't a
good card.
Paul guys.
We had a good card happen. We had a good storyline happening, and that because we know Vince listens and to the show. And
Curtis Axel's gonna win the Rumble.
You just fucked it up. Vince right now is probably thinking that Rick's around the third. He just fucked it up. You're fired.
So Vince,
let's have him win the Rumble. Vince, yeah. I know we're jumping all over the damn place, but speaking of Curtis Axel, where the fuck is he? He didn't get released. Bo Dallas didn't get released. Where the fuck are they? You would think that they would have been the first ones to get released, right?
Yeah.
Instead, they released AOP.
Yep.
Think about that.
Bold leave.
But speaking of missing persons, where the fuck? I mentioned this in our little private chat, but where the fuck is Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder?
I believe he's a free agent.
He's signed with AEW to make like 5 or 6 appearances.
Yeah, and apparently that was like a short contract. It wasn't a long contract.
Yeah, he's playing with his toys.
Oh. Gotcha.
So who knows? He's probably got his podcast going there.
Yeah. All right. Well,
with Brian Myers.
I was just curious because he was the big hype over there in AEW, and then all of a sudden he disappeared, gone. Vamoose. Was Vamoose a word?
Do we really care? Do we really care?
No, we don't. No. You want to do spotlight or you want to do the just the?
Yeah, let's get into the spotlight.
Go ahead, Rick.
Turn it on, dude. Turn it on the spotlight.
Yeah, brother.
Ooh, yeah, brother. Shawn Michaels is this week's spotlight participant. Now, Shawn Michaels recently, Ric Flair said, and this is big. Ric Flair said Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring performer of all the time. Of all the time. I can't believe it that Ric Flair would actually say this. But then I started doing my homework.
Is that why you picked Shawn Michaels for this week's spotlight?
Absolutely, Tony.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just wondering because we had what was it? Hot tag? No, not hot tag. What was that thing we did with the tag teams? Who's Shawn?
Who's Shawn?
Marty. And he was involved in that. And then he's involved in a lot of our discussions, and we all say a lot of negative things about him. So
that's true. I mean, being a huge Bret Hart fan, I have to say negative things. But Tony, I did my homework on the spotlight participant this week, and I'm just gonna read off a lot of his accolades.
Okay.
And we'll see if he was performer of the year. Maybe it'll change your mind, you and Elio's mind. Okay. The Baltimore Sun has said, and this is the newspaper, says that the feud of the year, he won that in 2008 against Chris Jericho. In 2007, he had match of the year against John Cena. In 2008, match of the year with Ric Flair at WrestleMania. 2009, match of the year against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. 2010, match of the year against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Wrestler of the year in 2008. And I'm not done yet. PWI, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, feud of the decade with Chris Jericho. Feud of the year with Chris Jericho. Match of the decade against Ric Flair. Match of the year against Marty Jannetty, 1993. Match of the year 1994 against Razor Ramon in the ladder match. Match of the year 1995 against Diesel at WrestleMania. Match of the year 1996 Iron Man match against Bret Hart. Match of the year 2004 against Chris Benoit and Triple H at WrestleMania. Match of the year 2005 against Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Match of the year 2006 against Vince McMahon. Match of the year 2007 against John Cena. Match of the year 2008 against Ric Flair. Match of the year 2009 and 10 against The Undertaker. Most inspirational wrestler of the decade. Most inspirational wrestler of the year 2010. Most popular wrestler of the year 95-96. Ranked number 1 of the top 500 wrestlers in 96. Ranked number 10 of the top 500 wrestlers in 2003. And Hall of Famer 2 times. That's not even mentioning his championship accolades. 3-time WWF champion, 1-time World Heavyweight champion, 3-time Intercontinental champion, 1-time European champion, 1-time Tag Team champion, 5-time Raw Tag Team champions, won the Royal Rumble twice, back-to-back. He was the first ever Grand Slam champion. He was the 4th ever Triple Crown champion, and he won the Slammies 15 times. Wow. Is Shawn Michaels the greatest in-ring performer of all time after hearing all that? Elio first and then Tony.
I'd say yes. I mean, look at all those accomplishments. And, Intercontinental champion, world champion. This is a Grand Slam champion, 2-time Royal Rumble winner. I'd say yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, Tony, big shoes to fill.
Yeah. But now all these accolades and all these accomplishments were according to who?
According to PWI.
Oh, fuck
according
that.
To
I don't know. I guess when you have a bad experience with someone, it's kind of like you don't care about their accolades, what they've done. What the accolades were. I mean, what the experience was. I think I mentioned. No, I did not mention it, and I won't. I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but no. I mean, my thing is that is he a great performer? Yes, I can't take that away. The thing of it is, like, a lot of his arrogance, and it's not just the bad experience I had, but it was just hearing a lot of shit from people too. How much of a prick he was, how he was with Vader, in that one match. I don't know what pay-per-view it was, but just that one match he had with him, and listening to the story behind that, I'm like, damn, do you realize, bro, that Vader will really fuck you up? And you're going to be like that with him in the ring? Are you crazy? But, I mean, I think what boosted his career, and everybody could agree on this too, is just the fact when he did the super kick heard all around the world to Marty Jannetty, and that's what kind of elevated his career. Is he that good? Yeah. I just think his arrogance and the stories that I've been hearing about him, it just throws me off. And for me, it's hard to say, like I'm not. Right, I know you did your homework, Rick. I know you did your homework and you did all that, but that would have been hard for me to even say, to do. You know what I'm saying?
If you take the stories that you heard behind the scenes and you just put in his work, his resume of work,
you know what?
Do you think he's the greatest in-ring performer?
I wouldn't say he's the greatest. No, I still wouldn't say he's the greatest. But
who would you say?
He was good, and a lot of them were memorable. Because even before I heard these stories, I was like, damn, Shawn Michaels is good. But even, like I said, even before that, the stories, I've never was like, wow, this guy could be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? It's not my thing. I think, all right, like Justin Bieber, let's just throw this out there. When he was out there, all the women was after him. You know what I'm saying?
Girls.
Did you see yeah, I mean, did you see a lot of boys saying, oh my god, Justin Bieber? You know what I'm saying? That's like, did I just call him Beaver? I did.
But he is Canadian.
Is he really?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? For me, it's like as a guy, and then seeing a kid like that, it's like, ew. Is he successful? Yeah, he's successful. He's got all. That's how I look at Shawn Michaels. Everybody wanted it. All the girls are like, oh my god, Shawn Michaels. Oh. And I'm like, shut up. So what? He's looking at you and other women at the same time. So I mean, give it a break. You know what I'm saying, though? I mean, But that's how I felt. But the in-ring work was good. I will never doubt that. The promos that he's done when he was with DX was hilarious. And so I can't take that away. But was he, for me, in my opinion, I don't know. I don't see it. But I can't take away the stuff that he's done. Does that make sense? You know?
Yeah, I mean, what it sounds like is not to mention his name, but Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
That's how people look at him. You know,
Yeah,
people try to separate the crime. I'm not saying that Shawn Michaels is at that level.
Right.
You know, try to separate what he's done in the ring to what he's done personally. Yeah. That's kind of fucking difficult to do.
It is. And that's how I feel about Shawn Michaels. And again, like you just said, is we're not comparing. No, we're not. We're not saying Shawn Michaels did it. It's just that's just my point of view. That you know, like when I started to hear these stories about Shawn Michaels, then I was just like, I'm not interested, dude. You know, and it's hard because like even when the Dark Side of the Ring, when they did the one with Chris Benoit. You know, I think JR said it, you know, will he ever be in the Hall of Fame? No, he won't. You know, do you take away the things that he's done and for the industry? You can't take that away because he was good. But the you know, the other thing, like you can tell Jim Ross had a hard time even making that comment, you know, and again, we're not comparing the two. We're not, but that's just how I feel, you know, again, like when off air, I'll tell you the story. The bad experience I had with him, but you know, just not just with me though, personally, just the other things. And I'm just like, damn, bro, you can't treat people like that. And like I said, when I heard the story with Vader, I was like, damn. And Vader let him talk to him like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he did eliminate Yokozuna and Vader at the same time.
Well, what's that tell you? What's that tell you?
Unbelievable.
What's that tell you? You know, but just the simple fact that he was making these comments towards Vader. I'm surprised Vader didn't come up. But you know, Vader was at a position where it's his job. And the thing of it is they swolled up Shawn Michaels' head so much that he can say things like that and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's hard for me to cast my judgment on what he has done in his career compared to what I've heard of him as a person. It's like, no, I would never vote for that man to put in any kind of, like, even if you say a Mount Rushmore, okay, the greatest of all time of Mount Rushmore, he would not be on it for me. He wouldn't.
Okay. Who would you say is the greatest in-ring performer?
Well, there's The Rock. There's Shawn, Steve Austin. There's Shawn Michaels. But there's The Undertaker, Ric Flair, Mankind. Even Bret Hart. Yeah. I mean, it's just those guys, what they have, and John Cena, I would even include. I know that's a big Mount Rushmore, but just listening to the things, like for example, I'll give a big example, John Cena. I've, you know, like, you know how people were saying that, oh, he likes to bury guys and this and that. I don't believe in that shit. Just like they were saying the same shit about Roman, but yet Roman was taking the pin a lot of times during that time. But like with John Cena, he was always the first person there and the last one to leave. You know what I'm saying? That shows a lot about somebody that wants to make sure he's the first one there, but he's also the last one to leave, make sure everything's all right still. You know, would you ever hear that about Shawn Michaels? No, you wouldn't. Just the other things like I heard a lot of good stories I've heard about John Cena. So if we were to talk about that, yeah, I would say absolutely. I'm 100% agree because not only his in-ring work, even what he does outside. I haven't heard really anything bad, but with Shawn Michaels, it's just really hard. Now, did he change his ways when he became a Christian and all of this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm going to say no. And the reason why is because of what happened. Remember, we even talked about it too. It was the one Raw. I think it was when Randy was fucking everybody up and Shawn didn't sell. He still didn't sell. Remember?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. And he's still, it's like, so did he change a new leaf? He probably did. He found God. He's not into the sex, drugs, and rock and roll shit. But then yet he's still arrogant. He's still arrogant to the point where even at that time, he didn't even sell. And it's like, really, bro, you still like that? Are you? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So it's really difficult. I know this was like a 20-minute answer, but it's really difficult for me to say that he was like the greatest of all time. I just can't when there's other people ahead of him.
I'm probably gonna shock the world with my answer. Now everybody knows I'm the biggest Bret Hart fan of all time. But after doing my homework and looking over some of these matches, it's hard to say that he's not the greatest in-ring performer of all time. The things that Shawn Michaels has done, and I'm not just saying Bret Hart to me is the greatest technical wrestler of all time, and that's different from what Shawn Michaels is capable of doing. Now, Shawn Michaels can go toe-to-toe with Bret Hart in technical wrestling, but when it comes to selling, there's far in between that comes
Shawn Michaels
to
sells
mind
better
when it
than
comes
Bret
to
Hart.
Shawn Michaels. Yeah, Shawn Michaels is a great seller. He's a great technical wrestler. He can also high fly. That's something that Bret Hart doesn't do well.
Right.
When it comes down to the overall package, Shawn Michaels has every single box checked off. So I have to agree with Ric Flair. And yes, Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring performer of all time. Now, mind you, there was that time period where it was he wasn't around from 98 to 2002. He wasn't around. And when he came back stronger than ever. He came back putting people over like Chris Jericho and having great matches with The Undertaker and Ric Flair, go back to his days with the Rockers. Great tag team, moved around. AWA, 2-time tag team champions. I mean, the Razor Ramon match, the ladder match, huge. His charisma, his theme song, everything about him was just like, this guy is probably the best. And you know what? If I take away his bullshit ass attitude out of it, I have to say he's the great, because it is. It's a terrible attitude. I hated him for it.
Very bad.
It was bad. DX, I wasn't a big fan of DX. I was saying suck it with the rest of them.
Huh?
I was saying suck it with the rest of them, but I wasn't like, oh my God. You know what it was? I think Triple H made it sour for me. I wasn't a big Triple H fan, but
but I mean, but I do have this way though, for them to come up with those two words, and to still people do that shit today. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, but I have to give it to Shawn. I think Ric Flair was right. He's not always right, but I think this time he was. Shawn Michaels is the greatest performer of all time.
Though, Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels.
Really? You still think that?
Without a shadow of a doubt, Shawn Michaels.
Elio, who do you think is the better? Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels?
I'm still gonna go with Shawn Michaels. Because Ric Flair even said himself, like, he wasn't the greatest. Like, he had a limited moveset.
I mean, he's saying that just to say that, but I don't. No.
Limited moveset.
But his whole character was
Shawn Michaels is better than him.
His whole character was that party lifestyle.
Yeah.
And there's promos.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I agree to a certain extent. Put it that way. Darren Metzler. He said, in-ring performer, yes. No big draw, not even top 25. So Clay Cummins is definitely the best in-ring performer of all time. Josh Sanders says, yes, he was. AJ Styles is the closest to him. So
that's true.
I do see a lot of Shawn Michaels in AJ Styles. And but I think, I mean, they're kind of different, but a mirror image of Shawn a little bit, not much. I wouldn't go as far as that, but this one is just hard for me to even cast my judgment because just a simple
you did,
like I said. Yeah, I did a very long one at that. So, all right. Do you have anything else for Spotlight?
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We'll see what we come up with. There's a couple of names on my list that I'm looking at here, and we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I love the spotlight thing. It makes me do a lot of work that I need to get. Makes me understand the business more.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fine. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right, let's go on to another post that you put up, Rick. Is the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Tag Team Classic, overhyped? Now, why'd you post that, by the way?
You know what?
Serious.
Next week's spotlight, Dusty Rhodes, because I really need to hear this about Dusty Rhodes. Tony, first of all, I hate the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Do you really?
It is a terrible tournament with makeshift tag teams that just don't make sense. Mm-hmm. And this year they got 16 teams. 16 teams. That's a lot. That's a lot of teams.
Yeah, that is a lot of teams.
Like Jerry Seinfeld's coming out. That's a lot of teams. It's just too much. It's just too much. And Dusty Rhodes wasn't a tag team guy. Why is there a tag
That's
team
what
tournament?
I don't understand. Obviously he did. I think every wrestler in their lifetime was involved in a tag team match in one form or another. You know, even though we might have seen them as a single star, you know, obviously they've wrestled elsewhere. I mean, Dusty's done tag teams, but he wasn't like a tag team specialist. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like who's a good tag? Well, Street Profits, you know, right now they're a tag team specialist. You can't have one without the other, even though I still believe that Montez Ford is a breakout star. Ford. But that makes. I didn't even think about it. I don't even know why they did that. Like if it was a regular tournament, not a tag team, I could fall behind it. But the tag team, really? What was the thing behind it?
I have no clue. And again, who's participating in this tournament is a big deal. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are we having makeshift tag? Like last year's winners, wasn't it Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne?
Pete Dunne, yeah. But even like in years past too, I think another one was Finn and Samoa Joe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't they win it? Finn Balor and Samoa Joe?
Yes.
And they weren't even a tag. If you're gonna do this, have the right tags in there. And then now they're even involving the women.
Which is even worse.
That was actually the 2015, the first Dusty Classic, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe.
Yeah. There you go.
It just doesn't make sense.
And
it doesn't make sense.
Do you have the other previous winners, Elio?
Yeah, 2015 was Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. 2016, Authors of Pain.
Okay.
Then 2018, it was the Undisputed Era.
Okay.
2019, Aleister Black and Ricochet. And last year, of course, the Broserweights.
It just, when majority of your teams are makeshift teams, it just doesn't make sense. You need time to build these tag teams to be credible.
Yeah.
Why are we having these makeshift teams? And I'll get into it with NXT.
But no, I was going to say the women. Now the women. There's not one tag team in NXT right now.
Well,
not one.
Carter and Catanzaro.
Well, they started singles.
Yeah.
And then now, like the past several months or whatever, they started to become a tag team. And I'm pretty sure they did that because of this the Dusty Rhodes Classic coming up. And for me, I'm sorry. It's like, you got to be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. What I would like to see, honestly, is Peyton Royce and Billy Kay invade NXT to go into this tag team tournament and win it.
Yeah.
And win it. Because they are the true tag team women.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is. And I think the next closest I would have to say would be Ruby and Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
I think would be the closest next to as a tag team, but this, I know why they're doing it, and it's honorable that they're doing this for Dusty Rhodes, obviously, but it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, Elio, what are your thoughts on this? Because Are we talking out our ass or?
Okay, no. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing the Dusty Classic from the beginning because I didn't really get to see much of it NXT when the first one happened. So when I kind of like the tag team matches, but then I was looking at all the past winners, and I'm looking at all these like odd pairings. I'm like, yeah, this is not good.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I like tag team matches. I just don't like this Dusty Classic with these teams. Some of them don't make a lot of them don't make sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, honestly, the only one that made sense when you read off that list was AOP.
Yeah,
That's it.
and Undisputed Era.
AOP. And well, yeah. But when I look at tag teams, I look at a team like
this one we have right now, Grizzled Young Veterans.
Yeah.
That's a team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I'll tell you this: it's also you have 6. They used to have 8 teams. Now it's 16. 16 teams.
Yeah.
It's too
They're
much.
dragging this
I don't want to see that much. 3 tag team matches on NXT this week. I could not stand it, especially when it's so predictable about who's going to win the match.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah, I have a lot to say about Dusty Rhodes, and I'll save that for next week's spotlight. But is the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic overhyped? 100%, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I agree with you to a certain point. I think it is overhyped, but they're doing it wrong. Just like we just said, it shouldn't be a tag team tournament. It should be just a regular tournament. Just do it. Just a Dusty Rhodes Classic. That's it.
Yep.
Not Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It'll be just like we were just talking about this, but it would be like if it was a Shawn Michaels Tag Team Classic. Would that make sense to you? If it was if it was Shawn Michaels, what about Steve Austin? Would it make sense if it was a Steve Austin tag team tournament? No, it wouldn't. No. The Rock or any of those, the Undertaker tag team class. Oh, wait, what? Tag team doesn't make sense. So people out there, if you're wondering, that is what we're talking about. Dusty Rhodes wasn't really a tag team specialist, not in my opinion.
And I know what people are gonna say. Yeah, but he had a lot to do with NXT. And he was helping build tag team. Yeah, he was helping build people backstage. You know what? Pat Patterson did the same thing. You know what? There's a bunch of other guys that did the same thing.
Yeah.
That are not being named. Yeah. Why have the women's tag team tournament be called the Dusty Tag Team Tournament too?
Yeah.
Why can't it be named after a woman? If you're just putting people's names on things, why not have the Medusa Tag Team Tournament?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or not Medusa. What's the one lady's name? Not Fabulous Moolah, the other lady.
Oh, Mae Young?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they already had the Mae Young Classic, so they could have had.
But that's a perfect example right there. The Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
That's fitting.
Yeah.
And because it's not a tag team. But I'm just saying, even if they I don't know. Clay Clemens, he said yes, he's ready. I can see him. Oh wait, shoot, wrong one. Wrong one.
I have Steve Stryker on Twitter. Mm-hmm. He said this. Steve Stryker actually appeared on our Wrestling POV quarantine episode this past week. Make sure you guys check that out on YouTube and on audio on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn Radio for free. Right. Steve Stryker says it's not about hype; it's about respect. The tournament is an homage. It could have been the Dusty Rhodes Mini Putt Classic. Same premise.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I get paying homage to him, but it's still overhyped, Steve. I'm sorry. I mean, this is 1,000% overhyped. It doesn't make sense. You want to pay homage to him, do it in another way. I mean, Dusty Rhodes gets a lot of credit, and you know what? Mm-hmm. I'm glad. I'm happy for him. He's paved the road for a lot of these NXT people. Yeah. And a lot of them always say, Dusty was there for me. Dusty was doing this. Congratulations. I'm glad Dusty was there for you. But at the end of the day, why are we naming a tag team tournament after him?
Yeah. But see, you know what, though? I agree with you, Rick, to a certain extent. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like you just said, when they first started doing the Dusty Rhodes Classic, there were 6 teams, right?
There's
How many
8 teams.
8 teams. That was fair. That was enough. Where it became overhyped is now. So yeah, I agree on that. Elio, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, 8 is good. 16 is a little much.
Yeah.
That's like double. you don't need that many teams.
But I think with the question of, is the Dusty Road Classic overhyped, I think now it is. Like last year's and when it first started, I would say no, because it was an 8 teams. Okay, that's good enough. But then now they doubled that. It's like, whoa, that's too much. So that part of it, I agree that it's overhyped. But in years past, like if you threw this question out last year, Rick, I would say no. But you know, you did it because it started this year, but then now they added 8 more damn teams. Yes, it's overhyped. And then on top of that, they're doing the women.
And some of the matches are appearing on 205 Live, by the way. I don't know if anybody caught that.
No.
I know Drake Maverick and his partner, Killian Dane, they won their match on 205 Live. So I guess they're trying to get people to watch 205 Live.
Wow.
Which, again, makes no sense. 205 Live with a tag team tournament match. Jeez. But yeah, 43% of the people say yes, it is overhyped. 57% say no, it is not overhyped.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. But there you go. Yeah. So if anyone else has any questions or comments, throw it on our Facebook page and we'll be glad to answer on air or on there, but we'll still do it on air. All right, you know what? It is time for the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right, before we do that, let's get into some birthdays. All right. Ruby Riott turns 31 years old.
Christ,
Happy
Rick.
birthday, Ruby.
Happy birthday, Ruby. That's all you get out of me.
I can't wait for Ruby Riott wins the Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, boy. If she does win, I will say that. I will try to say that on that weekend's episode.
Jeez.
I'll try.
Abdullah the Butcher turns 80 years old.
Yes, Abby. Yes. He got on Facebook Live the other day, and he had a nice big cake for his birthday.
Nice.
Happy birthday. It was fun.
Raquel, or should I say Raquel Gonzalez, turns 30 years old.
Really? She's growing onto me.
Right?
She's growing onto me. And let me tell you something. If we had the most improved wrestler, she'd be it. She'd be it. Because remember when she first came out and to now, it's like, wow, it's a big difference.
And now she's adding the Raquel Gonzalez.
But I tell you, she's going to be one to watch out for sure.
Casey Catanzaro turns 31 years old.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Right,
she looks like she's 19. She's 31.
Right?
The one guy whose name has been mentioned on the show more than anybody and still hasn't appeared, Jim Duggan, turned 66 years old. Waiting, Kenny, you fucking guy.
Right? We'll get him.
Matt Riddle turns 35 years old.
Yeah. I've been hearing stories about him now. Being surfaced about his contract. Apparently he turned down the deal, but then they're saying, he took the deal, and then now it went back to no, he did not take the deal.
Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal? What the hell? What's the deal? But they said that it was somewhere around. I know, right? I'm good. And it was somewhere around like $400,000 a year for the next 2 years or something like that. But there was some incentives into it too. But as of right now, he hasn't signed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelly turns 34 years old.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but there's 2 people that has not signed. Ricochet is one of them.
No, don't say that. That's a lie.
What I heard.
Ricochet is signed on. Ricochet is signed on till 2024. That was it was busted. The news from that source got dragged on the internet.
Oh,
They got
really?
dragged. Yeah, because Ricochet was like, "Who told you this?" And then they try to blame Brian Alvarez. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
And Brian was like, "That's not me. I did not say that." So, Pro Wrestling Insider, they're the ones that got. They're the ones that leaked that. Yeah,
really. And they're
getting their
pretty
names
credible.
dragged. Yeah,
no shit.
So
Yeah,
we can replace them.
Huh?
We can replace them.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I think we already did.
Yes.
All right. So
just with this source.
Yeah.
Kelly turns 34.
Kelly. Oh, there you go. Happy birthday, Kelly.
Bull Buchanan turns 53.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit. Happy birthday.
And last but not least, Shane McMahon turns 51.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Money.
Yeah. I didn't see. Wow. All right. Well, hey, happy birthday.
All right. With that being said, it is now time for the wrestling news from around the world. All right. Now, this next thing I'm about to talk about is funny because it's funny and it's not funny. Steve Stryker, who appeared on Wrestling POV Quarantine last week, mentioned this as one of his favorite segments, and it was the Lita and Edge sex segment. Mm-hmm. Recently, on her Twitch, Lita announced that she did not want to do the live sex segment and was uncomfortable. Yeah. And that she was threatened to be fired if she didn't do it. And this is why Lita shortly left after that and was buried on her way out. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. For me, it's like that era, I don't want to say set the boundaries, but that era, they did things out of the ordinary. They did things to attract ratings. They did a lot of things to make the brand better, and they did. Was it a little bit sexist? Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, with all the bra and panties matches, this thing that just happened. I wouldn't put it past Vince to threaten Lita with that too. At the same time, I know this isn't, I'm not trying to justify it either, but it is a business. He is paying these people. They agree to do whatever they need to do to get on TV. And as a pro wrestler, and Rick, you should know this too. You're going to try to get your face exposed as much as you can in the business. So you do what it takes sometimes. Who knows what Lita was getting paid, by the way. So put yourself in a business point of view of, I'm paying these guys a lot of money. I think this is a good idea, and I need you to do it. No, I don't want to do it. Well, then you're fucking fired then. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at it at both ends.
Yeah, but
is it appropriate? Is it right? I'm going to say no. It's not right at all. Don't put them in a predicament or put them in a situation where they're uncomfortable. I totally agree with that, and I will stand by that statement. But as a business, if I'm asking a person to do something and I'm paying them and I'm asking them to do something, they say no, and they don't give me a legitimate reason why, then I would be like, oh, I'm paying you a lot of money, man. Just do it. I just want to see what happens or get a reaction or whatever. I wouldn't do that. But even if let's just say if some if I'm in Vince's shoes and some producers or whatever came to me and says, we need to do Edge and Lita sex scene in the middle of the ring, I would say no. Yeah. Oh, but I think it's going to be great. It's going to lead on to this and this and this and this and this. Okay, you know what? Hold on a second. I would have brought Lita into my office and be like, Lita, they're throwing out an idea of doing a sex scene in the middle of the ring, blah, blah, blah. They're saying this is going to elevate your career. They're saying that this is going to be this and that. And if she told me straight up, just like she did say, nah, I don't want to do that. Okay, what do you want to do then? What do you think would be good? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the way it should have been done.
It should be, yeah. And I would give her that much respect because, but if she says she would do it, okay, no problem. You understand what I'm saying? But if if I was in that position and if she told me no, I would, okay, no problem. Let's think of something else then. What do you want to do? So
yeah. And that's the huge difference. I think Dawn Marie was like she was comfortable doing what she did with Vince McMahon, but Lita wasn't comfortable doing this, so it should have never happened. And then to have her lose her career over it, that's a shame as well.
It is, and that's Vince's ego shit.
Yeah,
that's his ego saying, "You don't do what I say, I'm gonna fucking bury you," and that's unfortunate. He shouldn't.
Elliot, where are you at with this?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. If she was uncomfortable doing this, come up with another idea. There are a lot of ideas out there that a lot of alternatives you could have come up with.
And
aside from that, but to lose her career, seeing you're fired.
Yeah.
That's just not right.
But not only that though, I've never seen Lita, or Lita isn't, for me, in my eyes, she's not that type of person. I've always seen her as a really great performer in the ring. Someone like Tori Wilson. Yeah. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Dawn Marie.
I like those women. I can see, okay, that's fitting for her. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. You look at Lita, it's like, why is she doing it sexy? I don't know. I don't think...
and I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I'll say this, that I told Steve when he mentioned that this was one of his favorite segments, I said, this is what made me stop watching wrestling during that era.
Oh, really?
I looked at that and I said, this is terrible. I don't want to watch this. This is not wrestling. Yeah. And I turned it off, and you know what? There were a lot of fans that came back to wrestling because of that segment.
Yeah.
But they also lost a lot of viewers, and I was one of them. And I was just like, no, this is not wrestling. This is terrible. I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
There was actually a point that was around that time that I actually stopped watching. I was like, I'd still watch it, but not as often.
Frequent. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably one of the scenes that, if someone told me that was one of the greatest scenes ever, no, it wasn't. But no, I did hear that too about with Lita, that she was uncomfortable doing that. I did hear that. So, unfortunate.
All right, our next bit of news: Michelle McCool and Axe from Demolition both have COVID.
Oh, really?
So we're wishing them the best. Oh. Remember, guys, continue to wear your mask, wash your hands. It's still not over.
And you know what? Teach your kids too. The teenagers nowadays, they think, I'm sorry, they just think they know it all. And the reason why I'm bringing that, and I'm glad you brought that up too, is because I went to the mall yesterday. I needed to get some new sneakers because I was squeaking. So while I was going into the mall, the guards there were kicking out 3 teenagers because they weren't wearing a mask and they refused to wear a mask. And the one teenager girl, she was screaming on top of her lungs like, there's other people that's not wearing a mask. You ain't kicking them out. I'm like, oh my God, just shut the fuck up and put a mask on. So teach your kids.
Don't look at other people. Think about yourself.
Exactly. Look, teach kids. Teach them. Tell them.
It's like that was always taught. Never look at what other people do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
Fucking fed up.
All right, and my last bit of news, and I saved this for last because I got a ha-ha and a hee-hee out of this one.
Oh.
Jim Cornette recently spoke out and stated Johnny Gargano should be given a coach's contract and that he doesn't belong on WWE NXT television. Cornette says Gargano knows all the moves really well, but isn't a television personality people want to see.
Oh, boy.
My man Jimmy C.
Oh, now he's
Jim Cornette. That's my man right now. I can't believe it, man.
Wow.
He's spot on. This was probably the most I've ever agreed with Jim Cornette in my life. Spot on. That's exactly how I feel about Johnny Gargano. He is not a TV personality. I don't want to see him on my TV. Not because he's a good heel, because he just sucks. And yes, I said it. He sucks.
Yeah, you want to talk about overhype? That's him. He's overhyped. He is overhyped. Yes. Jesus, man. Oh, can't stand that guy. Jim Cornette.
Which one?
Elio, is Jim Cornette right? What'd you say, Rick?
I said,
It's,
which one is your man, Jim Cornette?
No, it's not too often I agree with anything Jim Cornette says, but this one he's got it right. I can't stand Johnny Gargano on my screen. Yeah.
No, I have to agree with you guys. I have to agree.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, well, that's all we got for the news. On to the rumors.
All righty, Jay White is rumored to be going to WWE. And how some in the company said some in WWE have even gone out of their way to speak highly of him. So
absolutely, I mean that's somebody I want for sure. Mm-hmm. If you fans don't know who Jay White is, check out New Japan Pro Wrestling and find out who he is, because the guy is legit.
Now it's funny because tagging off of that, the Young Bucks, I guess, tweeted something about Jay White going to AEW. So,
I mean, that's a good spot for him too. I mean,
it is
either spot. I mean, he would probably. The storytelling in AEW is not that good, man.
No, it's not. It is.
I don't know what he would. I don't know what he would walk into. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, look at Miro. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah.
Now, out of all the WWE guys that went to, now John Moxley's not included in this conversation, but all the WWE guys that went to AEW, who do you think is the most successful so far? Out of the guys that they signed, and is there in AEW? You honestly going to tell me that Miro is succeeding in AEW? Did he even get a title shot of any kind?
No, not yet.
He's doing these ridiculous matches. Seriously, we're really doing it? Are we really doing this with the and AEW is supposed to be the shit?
Yeah,
I haven't not seen. Probably the exception I would have to say is John Moxley, but John Moxley's been at the beginning. I'm just talking about acquisitions that jump shipped over there.
Yep.
I don't see it. John Moxley's probably the only answer I can give you, and that's a damn shame. When everybody else in AEW, and I'm talking about the top guys, and I say this every damn week, and people just don't seem to get what I'm saying, is that the top guys in that company are the ones that own that company. And you guys aren't seeing that? You guys are okay with that? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, Dalton Castle is a free agent right now. Ring of Honor has apparently offered him a good deal, but he's exploring his options. He's another one. Where will he go?
He would do well in AEW.
Yeah, you think?
I see him doing. Yeah, Jay White is too big of a name to go to AEW. I feel. Yeah. But Dalton Castle, I think he could fit in pretty well in AEW. I like that fit for him.
Okay.
Elliot?
Jay White in Jay White in WWE. I can see that.
Yeah. What about
Dalton Castle? Yeah, Dalton Castle AEW.
Really? Okay.
Is Dalton Castle bringing the boys with them?
No, the boys.
All the members of Retribution, except for Mustafa Ali, were offered new 3-year contracts worth $250,000 a year. This is significantly lower than past deals offered to acts moving to the main roster.
Yeah.
It's still a lot of money, man. That's still $1 million they're going to make.
What are they doing with Retribution?
I have no idea. You know what? That would be a good question to put on our Facebook page. I'm curious to see what everybody thinks of that, but it's true. Where's Retribution going? Where are they going? What are they doing?
And we actually talked about on Global that one tweet from T-Bar.
Yeah, with Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, with Sammy Guevara. Yeah. Unreal. But even still, $250K a year for the next 4 years. They're making $1 million in that 4 year. Is it a lot? Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money. $250K a year is a lot of money.
For doing something that we know is not going to last, yeah, that's good. It's not what they want. I get it. It's not what they want. They want to wrestle. They want to be there.
They do.
You know, I get it.
But the thing of it is, there's no kind of story development with these guys. They did in the beginning with the invading and da-da-da and this and that. Okay, so then now what happened after? You know what I'm saying?
I just hope 4 spots don't get taken up in the Royal Rumble for them.
Oh my God, I forgot about that shit. Jesus Christ, that's right. I forgot
Yep.
about that. Oh,
If anything, I would put them on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but it's WWE. Just because they made it in the kickoff show, they'll probably still be in the Royal Rumble.
Mhm.
Double duty guy, we're paying you $250K a year. You're gonna be in the kickoff show, and we're gonna throw you in the Royal Rumble. Just don't be in there long. Damn.
Yep.
I didn't think about that shit. Yeah, that's 4 spots wasted. Well, no, you're right. You're right. I was gonna say about Mia Yim, but she's only one.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys prepared for this rumor?
Let's do it.
Hold on tight. This is a big one. There's at least some speculation that Adam Pearce won't end up being Roman Reigns' opponent at Royal Rumble. After all,
Oh,
serious. Check this shit out. You know who they're saying?
Who?
They're saying that Kevin Owens will get that spot.
get out
Come
of
on.
here.
Do I bring in all the good news or what?
Wow, man.
Come on.
And you know,
Come on.
it's funny because that happened on SmackDown. And
Say
you
what?
knew it.
Say what?
It happened on, yeah.
It
That
did?
rumor came true already. So
All right,
you
well,
knew.
you know what? When we go on break, I'm
before it
gonna have to watch SmackDown. 'Cause I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh,
When we go on
You
break,
didn't
I'm
even
gonna
know.
have to watch SmackDown.
Elio, it's okay to call him out on his bullshit.
I know Elio's like, wait a minute, let's go down here. Should I call him on the bullshit? You can, Elio. It's a big spoof. All right, injury.
No injuries this week, so we're good. We're being
Wow.
good.
Wow. All right.
Let's go into the hot tag news, shall we?
Yes, Damian Priest. Is he ready for the main roster? Elio, is he ready for the main roster?
Yes, I think he was. I think he's been ready for the main roster,
Really?
and I can see him. I can see him going to Raw. I just hope like they let him be himself, like what he's doing on NXT right now. Let him be himself. Don't mess with the character.
Yeah. And he needs to go without the needle dig on his head. I'm gonna say
Exactly.
he is ready. I agree with Elio. He is ready, man. Let's just let him go. He's a big man. He's a tall man, and he's very athletic. And I think he still needs a little bit more work as far as promos go. But everything else, he's ready. I think he's ready. But the storyline needs to fit. If they're going to throw him in a bullshit storyline, it's going to damage his career, I feel. Rick.
I am going to say no. He's
Damn.
not ready.
Damn.
Elio said something that stuck out to me, and it was about character. What character does he have? It just seems like we don't know what he's supposed to be.
You know,
What do you-
I've been asking myself that for a while since he debuted. Like, what is his character?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be
understand.
like a rock star, like living
Okay.
a rock star life. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he
Okay.
said. That's what he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said his
I-
character is like supposed to live the rock star life, and
I totally see that.
yeah,
And-
right.
Yeah. Sarcasm. Yeah.
So mine, right.
It just doesn't add up with his in-ring abilities. Like his in-ring
Mhm.
abilities
Yeah.
has this like kickboxing background, right?
Yeah,
But then you're throwing this rock star thing in there. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, how's he gonna fit in a Raw,
it's
right? If you have Elias there, who's
Yeah.
the real rock star? You know,
Yeah.
Elias
no,
at
he's-
least can play an instrument.
yeah, that's true. But like according to him, it's the rock star lifestyle, not
Yeah.
the rock star, but the rock star
Yeah.
lifestyle. That's what his character is supposed to be. It's a rock star
That's the-
lifestyle, not a rock star, but a rock star lifestyle, which is, partying, women, except the drugs, obviously. But
Okay,
yeah,
that's
it
a
doesn't
terrible
make sense.
character.
It is.
And
It
then
is.
the bow and arrow,
The arrow, yeah. Yeah, the Archer of Infamy. I mean, we can't have him,
where does this fit in?
but we can't have him going in as Robin Hood now, can we? So what kind of
No.
character? What kind of character is Damian Priest? The answer, I'll tell you, Karrion Kross. Like, to me, he comes across as a hitman, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Safe to say that. But is
Yeah.
he? No, he's not. He's not. Damian Priest, does he really come across as living a rock star lifestyle? No. I don't think so.
Have him.
It's totally different.
Listen, have him as a fucking biker, bro. Have him have him as I like to party.
I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but a biker isn't necessarily white, you know.
Yeah.
So he could be
exactly
a Spanish biker. That's fine. And you know what? I would agree to that type of style and character than this rock star lifestyle character. Because then it would make sense, honestly, with the whole bike, if he was like doing a biker gimmick. You know, it would make sense.
You know what it is, Tony? Like, as much as that makes sense, again, the kickboxing doesn't really go with that kind of character. Like, when you think of a biker, you think of somebody that is like a brawler. But that dude is throwing kicks and throwing like axe kicks and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, what can we do with this guy? It's just that's why I say he's not ready yet, because we don't know what he is. We don't know we know what he's capable of. We just don't know who he is. And it sucks. But I think Royal Rumble will be his debut, and I think it'll be a good debut for him.
Yeah, that would be a good debut. Clay Cummings, he said that yes, he is ready. I can see him doing big things on the main roster. If WWE doesn't screw it up, I think he's got a great chance to be a dominant heel if given the right opponent and story. So basically what we all just said. Now, that's a good question, though. He goes to the main roster. What is he, a heel or a babyface? You know?
I'd rather him babyface, honestly.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I like him as a babyface. I like him as an arrogant babyface. Arrogant. Josh Sanders says, yes, I want to see him and Roman in a title match eventually. Ooh. That's a big, bold statement.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually, yes. Eventually. Is that the word of the day? Eventually?
Eventually.
No. Yeah. I don't know, bro. What you guys just said was a valid statement. I agree with both, but I still think he's ready. But I do agree they really need to define what the fuck he is. Because I think a biker gimmick would work, absolutely. But I also think, and since we were on the subject with Shawn Michaels, when Shawn Michaels turned heel and his character was developing, what kind of character was he? He was arrogant. He was living like a rock star also, in my opinion, because he was drugs, sex, and rock and roll, right? He was living, that was his style. So is it similar to what Damian Priest is doing? Is Damian Priest a newer version of Shawn Michaels?
Whoa, that's a bold statement right there.
It's comment. It's question. It's questioning.
No, he's not.
I'm just saying, is the personality and character the same?
No, he does. He does have that personality, and I can see that, definitely.
So,
and listen, man, the guy has it all, right? He has the physique, he has the look, he has the sex appeal, he has what people want to see. Yeah. It's just, what are you? 66% of the people say yes, he's ready. 34% of the people say no, he's not ready for the main roster.
Wow. Well, looks like he's ready. So put him up there. All right, that's it for the hot tag news. If you guys want us to talk about any kind of hot tag news you want us to discuss, throw it on our Facebook page and we'll consider it and we'll talk about it on the show. That was a good one. I thought, is he really ready for the main roster? I mean, there were talks of it in the past month or so. I guess he was at a Raw show and he was at a SmackDown show, and they just never used him because it didn't make sense for him to interfere in Roman's match and say that him and Kevin Owens were buddies. It just did not make sense. And Kevin Owens pointed that out, and he said it doesn't make sense, and I agree with him. So, you know what? Let's take a pause. When we come back, we have This Week in Wrestling.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV and purchase a shirt today for $19.99. We have 4 different shirts. We have a Wrestling POV logo. We have a Wrestling POV global t-shirt with the legend and gentleman name pointing up and down. You don't want to miss out on that one. We have the Miguel Cole t-shirt doing some spray painting. And then, of course, we have our Catchphrases t-shirt. You don't want to miss out on this great opportunity. $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV. Also, go to CollarandElbowBrand.com. Save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Yes, there are other people out there with promo codes, but we have the best promo code, WPOV. Make sure you type that in for 10% off on all your CollarandElbowBrand.com purchases today. Also, I just got to mention this guy because he said he's going to get us Hacksaw Jim Duggan, but we haven't heard from him in a while. Kenny Casanova, the biggest hater we know. Go to WOHW.com today. Purchase a book written by Kenny Casanova for great names like Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Vader, Kamala, Dangerous Danny Davis, Tito Santana, Sabu, and more, including comic books and Cactus Jack and the Beanstalk, Sabu and the Three Little Pigs, and then Demolition from Mars. It's a whole cartoony thing over there. Yeah. Check it out, WOHW.com. I mean, I'm giving you a plug here, Kenny. Give me Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You know, this is the second time you mentioned Hacksaw. What's going on with that?
Well, it was his birthday, so I had to mention it.
Okay.
And I want to talk to Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Okay. Fair enough.
Let's get Raw.
All right, let's get on to Raw notes. Low points for me. This was by the way, this was a weird fucking Raw.
I told you. I texted you.
Yeah, no, this was a weird, very weird show. Yeah, like you mentioned, like three matches where some wrestlers were fighting twice. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But we have to rate it accordingly, I guess. All right, let's go with the low points. For me, the lowest point on Raw. Actually, there was a couple of them I had. It was a 1.5. It was Jeff Hardy versus Jackson Riker, and then he went on to wrestle Elias. I rated it all as a whole. Just
me too.
And I gave it a 1.5. I was like, all right, why are they involving Jeff? I thought Jeff. I mean, they're still doing this storyline from last year. With the parking lot. That's what they're still going with this. So I'm just like, are you kidding me with this? Another 1.5 I gave was Xavier Woods versus T-Bar.
Really?
Yes. I mean, granted, T-Bar came out with the win, but there was just something about this match. It was
random.
It was out of the blue, and I guess because Kofi's injured, he's got like a broken jaw, so one side of his jaw is wired shut. They said. I don't know. But yeah, it was just out of nowhere, and I'm like, all right, why are they doing this? It would have made sense for him to maybe, oh my god, and I can't believe I got to say this, but like if Ricochet was gonna have a match against somebody from Retribution, and then he came out, what the fuck, and help. Okay, I would get it. It'd give him something to do, but just out of nowhere with T-Bar, I'm like, and then to lose to T-Bar, I was like, all right, well, all right. Those are my low points. Elio, what low point did you have for Raw?
Yeah, I've got the Jeff Hardy, the 2 matches that he had. And Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Rick.
My low points was Jeff Hardy versus Elias versus Jackson Riker. Gave that a 0.5. But I also gave a 0.5 to Matt Riddle versus MVP. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
What was that? That was terrible.
Now, the reason why, and I'm glad you brought that up, but the reason why is because they're saying that because Matt Riddle didn't sign, that was kind of like a punishment for him. So it's like...
well, it was a punishment for us, too. Also, I have to say this. The Triple H Orton promo in the beginning, I gave it a 1, and it's all because I told Tony that I said word for word what Randy Orton was going to say to Triple H to get him to turn back around, and they fucking did it. Oh,
balls in the
that
purse.
was another one. I forgot to Sorry, I forgot to bring that up. That was another low point. That Orton. As soon as he said that, I'm like, no, why?
We know this already. Like, that's not like that. Oh, the way to get Triple H is to say his balls are in her purse. That's the start. Fuck out of here, man. We all know Triple H wears the fucking panties in that family.
No. Jesus. So now let me ask you guys a question. What about this storyline going on with Lacey Evans and Ric Flair?
Bro, that's another one. That's not okay.
And what about that? And that laugh that Lacey Evans does. I picture her standing over one of her victims tied to a railroad track. with that evil cackle or whatever it was.
Bro, she's married and we've seen her daughter.
Yes.
So we know, like, come on, man. What are you doing?
That's true. That is true.
Terrible.
All right, high points. Elliot, what were your high points?
I gave it to Lashley and Riddle.
Oh, really?
And Keith Lee and Sheamus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No shit. What'd you give it?
I gave those ones 3.
Oh, okay. All right, Rick, what'd you get?
Now, you see, I couldn't give Lee and Sheamus a 3 because it was no explanation. Why the hell were they fighting each other? It literally went.
Well, why were Drew McIntyre and Sheamus beating the crap out of each other?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it went from a tag team match to commercial to, and we got a match, but there was no explanation. And then they hugged each other afterwards.
Yeah. Well,
my high point.
Well, what they were trying to do was, remember how it was a couple of weeks. I think Elio just said it too.
Yeah.
Sheamus and Drew were fighting, and they hugged it out.
Yeah.
That's the angle they were going with that.
Well, they dropped the ball on that. I mean, my highest point for me was Orton versus Triple H. I gave it a 3, and the only reason why this got a 3 was because Alexa Bliss gave him a fireball to the face. That was gold, and this was the best fireball I've ever seen.
Right?
I've seen fireballs in the past. This was
right.
And Orton sold it beautifully.
Yes, he did.
He sold it beautifully. Oh my God, that's the only reason why that got a 3 from me.
Yes.
Tony, what was your high point?
Well, same thing. I mean, the thing of it is, like, even the Orton and Triple H, I gave it a low rating at first, but then when Alexa Bliss came out and first of all, with Triple H having the fire on the sledgehammer, that was dope.
Yes.
And I was just like, okay, that was the only good thing I liked about it. And then when Alexa Bliss came out and then shot the fire, I was like, and the way she did it, it was creepy enough for
she
where
was the pain glove.
Yes. And then she shot. I was like, wow, that is awesome. But I only gave it a 2. I only gave it a 2 because of that. But my highest for Raw was Sheamus versus Keith Lee. I liked the match. Wow. I gave it a 3. Yeah. Even though it didn't make sense, it was still a good match. I had a lot of 2.5s, but that was just because it was a weird Raw. And, it was still okay, but it was just weird. But I understand why. And I found out later on, and this might make sense of why they were doing all this, is because there were people that were close to Drew. They wanted to keep away. So that's why they were doubling up. Obviously, we all know that Drew got the Rona, but they said it was mild, which I've never heard before. And then obviously when you see his promos, he looked fine. He didn't cough. He didn't do any of that. He looked fine. So I'm just like...
And he also said he has no symptoms.
Yes. So that was weird to me. So I was just like, okay. So I guess whoever was around Drew, they were also quarantining for a little. I think it was just for that week. They didn't do. They're not doing the 2 weeks, but they did it for the week because of the simple fact they just wanted to be sure that way it's not gonna be spreading. So that's why this Raw was a little bit odd. But I do got some side notes. Jim Morrison, my man, he is too funny. He is. I didn't realize how funny he was until he did when he was doing that promo. I was like, bro, you are hilarious, man. I just kept laughing. I kept laughing and laughing. And I will say this, another side note that I got is about Matt Riddle. When he was talking to Lucha House Party, and then he goes, all right, I'll talk to y'all later, bro chachos. Yo, I lost it. He keeps
he's funny.
But you know what? I never thought. First of all, I was getting not too sick of the word bro, because everything he says is bro. But I get the character is supposed to be like a stoner gimmick without the drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is bro, and it's like okay, it's funny, but sometimes it was getting a little bit carried away. But when he said this, I like literally did a spit take. I'm like, did he really just say brochachos? Oh my god, that's hilarious. So yeah, no, I cracked up a lot with that. And I was like, I gotta write that in there so I can just keep saying brochachos. So, all right, brochachos. My final score, my final rating for Raw was a 2.15. It wasn't bad, but it was just weird. Rick, what did you give it?
No, it was bad and it was weird. I gave it a 1.6.
Elio.
1.5.
All right. There you go.
All right, it is now
Let's hit
time for NXT POV Mamma Mia.
I'm freaking got some bad news.
All right. NXT this week.
That's a
My
best impression
lowest-
I've ever heard.
Oh yeah. Spot on. Spot on.
Spot on.
My lowest point. Now, NXT, I told you guys that I do not like this Dusty Classic, and boy, oh boy, did I not like this NXT. My lowest point was Timothy Thatcher and Ciampa interview. Why do you have music? Why is there music playing? Like we already see the seriousness, and you got Timothy Thatcher and like, oh yeah, I'm looking at you. I gave that a 1. I also gave a 1 to Zia Lee defeating a jobber. I get it. You want to make her a badass, but the jobber did not sell that punch well.
We didn't even get her name.
Valentina Feroz.
That was Valentina again?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Yep.
That was the same girl from last week.
Oh shit.
Oh, Valentina.
Wow.
But that punch, it was like a doof hit her, and then she. Oh yeah, I gotta sell it.
Yeah.
And then did not like it. I gave that a 1. Tony, what was your low points of NXT?
Same thing. Zia Lee versus her. I put down Jobber because I didn't even catch her name. But also the Finn Balor promo, and then Pete Dunne. It was like for me, I'm like, not that I was lost about it. I was just like, wait, what? I gave it a 1.
Kyle O'Reilly is not on his level.
Yeah.
Bro, what about Kyle O'Reilly talking with a broken jaw?
Yeah. and what is this lately with broken jaws? Remember before it was the eye, now it's the jaw.
Now it's the jaw.
What the fuck?
Again, they were listening to the show. They heard that we said the other parts were getting jealous.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right, because we were bitching about that, and it was in the book too. WWE's eye obsession. Now, is WWE's jaw obsession going to be in it? I think one more jaw injury, then I think we put it in the book.
For sure.
That's a good point, Elio. But yeah, that was my lowest. That was my lowest point.
All right, Elio, what was your low points?
My low point was the same. Finn Balor in the Zia Lee match.
Oof, yeah. My high point, let me look at this list. Woo! My highest point is a 2. And it was Undisputed Era defeating Breezango. I gave that a 2. And it was a predictable finish. Yeah. And you know what my other 2 was? Finn Balor and Dunn's promo. It wasn't terrible, but it was confusing, and I gave it a 2. Yeah. But that's the highest point of NXT. Wow. I mean, why did Candice LeRae beat Shotzi Blackheart?
Oh my god, I was so mad about that.
Why? Like that would have gotten a lot higher had it not happened.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah. And Dexter Loomis is garbage. He's hot garbage. Tony, what was your high point of NXT?
Honestly, and this is gonna throw you guys off a little bit, but my highest was Isaiah, Scott Swerve, and Jake Atlas versus MSK. I gave it a 3.
Okay.
The debut of MSK.
The Rascals, yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of reminded me a little bit of the tag team in AEW. I like them too. Who is it?
Top Flight?
Flight,
No, the other ones.
the Acclaimed.
Acclaimed. They kind of remind me
Okay.
of them and Top Flight combined. That's what they remind me of. But they're not bad. I mean, one is real tiny though. I didn't realize
Yeah.
how tiny he was.
Lee.
Yeah, compared to the other guys, but he held his own. I like this match. This was my highlight of the show. Was this match?
I just didn't like. I didn't like that they kicked out of that move that gravity move they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did not like that they kicked out of that. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Elio, high points.
High points was the MSK versus Jake Atlas Isaiah Scott match.
Nice.
That one
What'd
a
you give it?
3.
A 3. Interesting, but stupid. My overall rating. You walked right into that one. My overall rating for NXT is a 1.4. Tony.
Wow, I gave it a 1.92.
Elio.
1.7.
1.7. Okay. All right, Elio.
All right, so now let's get into AEW Dynamite.
All right.
Boom. High points. No, low points.
Low points. The Inner Circle promo. I mean, the only thing I cracked up at that Inner Circle promo is when Santana looked at JF and was like, "Why is your hands darker than your face?" I was like,
I told you guys.
So that was funny, but still, the promo for me was like, I'm getting to the point where it's like, for me, this whole Inner Circle thing is boosting Jericho's ego.
Yeah.
The song, I'm getting so tired of it. He comes out and he has this look like, yeah, I'm still good. Look at these people singing my song. And why do they still think that this is awesome? Therefore,
Because it is, Tony.
No, it's not. Get the fuck out of here. No, it's
Tony,
not.
last night, I turned out all the lights. I put my speaker all the way up, and Judas is in my mind. Here we come, I'll be coming.
Well, I might put your ass in the book, Rick.
It's so good. Listen, you're going to have to put Elio, too, because Elio does the same thing.
Elio, you do the same thing?
I do. I just start singing along with you then.
Oh my God. I'm putting both of y'all in the book right here. This comment from both of y'all.
I'll put myself in the book.
I love that song.
Jesus. No, it's getting played out. Come on. It's enough. Stop. I mean, and then the thing of it is they show Jericho's fucking face like he already looked like he's I'm ashamed of both of y'all. I just want y'all to know. I'm ashamed of both. Shame on you. Shame. But the Inner Circle promo, I gave it a 0.5. And also the Britt Baker promo with Cody. What was the waiting room? I hated it. Do you know why I hated it, though? I think it was cool because Britt Baker is actually pretty funny. But I hated it because it was with Cody Rhodes. Why?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Why with Cody Rhodes? Out of all fucking people. Why Cody Rhodes? Why Cody Rhodes? Why?
I agree.
I gave it a 0.5. And the other one I gave a 0.5 to. And I hated to do this, but the Serena Deeb versus Ty Conti, I gave it a 0.5. I was not interested at all in this match. I wasn't. I was like, wow, this is boring. This is straight up boring. Ty Conti is not ready for that type of match. She's not. I've seen so many mistakes. I was like, this is awful. This is just straight up bad. She's not ready. She's not ready. Put her in dark. Is that what this is called? Dark? AEW Dark?
Yeah.
Put her in that to harness her crap. Right now, it's like, no. It's
Tony.
She's bad.
But what about her assets?
The assets I was clearly looking at, and damn, that was hard to do that in a straight face.
For journalistic purposes only.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, thank you. You saved my arse. But no, that match is just terrible. I gave it a 0.5. 3.5 for me. 3.
Wow.
Yep. Unreal. Didn't like it. Hated it.
Okay.
All right, yeah. For me, my lowest point, FTR defeating Jurassic Express. Gave that a 0.5. That was just too long. That was just why you have Marco Stunt doing damage to FTR? Really? That's what we're doing now?
Mm-hmm.
And
but you know what?
Go ahead.
Sorry, not to cut you off, Rick, but you know who I feel sorry for the most? It's fucking Jungle Boy. He is so underrated. So underrated.
Yeah.
And he's
absolutely,
to me, in my opinion, and it's nothing against what's the tall dude? Luchasaurus, sorry. Nothing against him, but I think Jungle Boy doesn't need them to. They just don't. And honestly, and I'll be for real, if they split up, Marco Stunt's in trouble because he can't go solo. Yeah. He needs to be with somebody. But I hate that character even more watching this match. But I feel sorry for Jungle Boy because just like how I said about H2, it's the same thing with him. He is so underrated and so underutilized as far as his potential that it's hurting him. In my opinion, I think AEW is hurting Jungle Boy more than any other talent they got there. Jungle Boy is really, really talented, and he needs to just venture off by himself. Fuck Luchasaurus. Fuck Marco Stunt. I can't stand him now. After watching this match, exactly what you just said, Rick. He's really doing damage to FTR. Really? Get the fuck out of here. Sorry to cut you off, but that guy.
No, I get you. But another little point I gave a 1-2 was Darby Allin defeating Brian Cage. Are you fucking for real? Are you for real? The fucking guy got thrown like a dart.
He pinned him.
He pinned him. He threw him like a fucking dart through a table.
Yeah.
And he pinned him.
And Sting's role in this.
Oh, no. It's just, no, it's terrible. And you know what, Tony? This may be blasphemous for me. I feel bad for Taz. He's all wrapped up in this shit.
The fuck?
He's all wrapped up in this shit. There's no getting out. That's what you get, you motherfucker, for stealing from us and for fucking denying it. I feel bad for you, but you fucking deserve that shit, bro. No. Fuck, man. Those are my low points. Elio?
Okay, my low points are the Brian Cage match, the waiting room, because of what Tony said, with Cody is being the first guest, and also I gave one to that Matt Hardy private party segment backstage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When Matt Hardy said the Matt Hardy brand, the first thing that came to mind was Robert's own brand.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys just started and you already are upset? Literally a week went by.
Exactly. And it's funny because that's what I got on my side note. What the fuck, Matt Hardy? That's what I got as a side note. What the fuck, Matt Hardy? And the waiting room.
So is it Matt Hardy's the heel and private party's the face?
Yeah. It's not making
garbage. Rick, all three.
You said it in the beginning. AEW storylines is just, it's like, what the fuck is going on? And people are defending this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you're an AEW fan, and I know it always sounds like we're bashing AEW, but we're calling it like it is. You know, we're all entitled to our own opinion. And like Rick is not going to say AEW is bad just because I said AEW is bad. Elio's not going to say AEW is bad because I said it or Rick said it. If they think that it's good, they're going to say it's good, whether I disagree with him or not. And that goes with the global guys. You know, if it's bad, it's bad. We're going to call it as we see it. If it was good, then it was good. But people needs to understand this is what the fuck? Serious? And the thing of it is, I don't want nothing bad to happen to any wrestling organization because they all need the work. And we just have a passion for wrestling. So we're not doing this to get attention. We're not doing this so we can say, get a few likes on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, or Instagram. We're not doing it for that. We're doing it because we're calling it as we see it. If it's bad, we're not going to defend it to make it good. And that's what people don't understand. Is that, you're just a hater. You're just no. I hate that fucking storyline. Serious. Ridiculous. It's surely.
And now it's time for your high points.
Okay,
Is it really?
5 points.
Oh shit! All right. Well, high points. I thought we did that already.
No.
All right, my high point, and to me, it stole the show, and this is gonna be odd, but my highest point, and I gave it a 3, was Eddie Kingston versus Pac. I gave it a 3. I like it. Eddie Kingston is good, and he's another one, in my opinion, I think is underrated. In my opinion, he cuts a damn good promo, and he can wrestle. And the thing with Eddie Kingston, before you go, Rick, the thing with Eddie Kingston, he can tell, and this is rare, he can tell a story when he's wrestling, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. He can definitely tell a story when he's wrestling. But yeah, that was my only high point.
Well, Sports Illustrated said he's top 10.
Yeah. Hey, okay, sure. Why not? Why not?
Oh, man.
Okay, and Rick.
My high point. Be more confident, Elio. Yeah, Rick. Go ahead, Rick. What's your high point?
Go ahead.
All right, there you go.
Give me your high points.
My high points, and you know what? This may be because I'm biased, but I'm giving a 3.5 to Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers defeating Danny Limelight and the Varsity Blondes. Danny Limelight is damn fucking good.
You know what, Rick?
He's
You've been
damn
blasphemous. You've been blasphemous this whole episode.
Nah, that was a damn good match. I gave the waiting room a 3 because Jesus. I think Britt Baker found what she's good at in professional wrestling, and it's not wrestling.
Wait a minute. You know what? Rick, you've been pushing my buttons. You're going in the book. You're going in the book. Rick's blasphemous. Not blasphemous. Blasphemy. Rick, you're going in the book. Blasphemous.
Fine.
Miss. There you go. Rick, do the honors.
Rick's blasphemous. You just made the book. I'll take it. Because you know what? This was a solid AEW show. I'll give you that. Danny Limelight continues to blow me away. The Good Brothers is a good spot for them. The waiting room was a good spot. I think Britt Baker actually found her spot in professional wrestling, and it's to be a host of some sort. So that's why I gave that a 3.
Blasphemous.
I also gave a 3 to Miro defeating Chuck Taylor because Miro looks solid. Finally, Elio.
Okay, my high points was Pac and Eddie Kingston. I gave that one a 3. Yeah. Along with that video at the beginning, I really enjoyed the video.
Yeah.
Package they showed.
Ow.
Yep. I agree.
Oh, no, Elio's blasphemy. No.
No. Because he picked the same one I picked. Elio was close though. I think the show's still not over. It's still got a little bit to go for him to be blasphemous.
And actually, I gave a 3 to the Elite and versus Limelight and Varsity Blondes.
Oh
wow.
What? Oh wow. That's the match I put me into the book.
Wait, which match?
Danny Limelight and the Varsity Blondes.
No, the one that got you in the book, Rick, was you were saying that fucking Britt Baker's fucking.
Oh, that was the Britt Baker. The waiting room.
That's the one that got you.
One that gave it 0.5 to.
Oh man.
All right. Overall.
Okay, overall.
I gave AEW a 2.3 this week.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. I gave it a 1.37 this week.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of 0.5. What'd you give it?
Mine was straight 2.
Okay. All right. So it is now time for NXT versus AEW. Currently on the Wednesday Night Delight, NXT is ahead 7-6. TJ Logan put in his vote for NXT this week.
Oh, really?
I put in my vote for AEW. Where's you at, Elio?
Okay, while I gave AEW 2, I did enjoy that tag team over on NXT, that tag team match, so I'm going to go with NXT this week.
All right, and Tony?
Yeah, I mean, but just by a little bit. NXT wasn't that great, but it was okay. It was all right. NXT was a little bit better, so I'm going to go with NXT.
Shocking. NXT goes up 8 to AEW 6. It is now time for the SmackDown breakdown. All right.
We used to have a good jingle for that.
Yeah. Suck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were your low points for SmackDown? Elio, low points.
Low points. King Corbin, Rey Mysterio. I'm done with the Mysterios that I'm watching on my screen. And Liv Morgan and Natalia, the only entertaining part about this was Billy Kay.
Oh, man. What'd you give him? A 0.5?
No, I gave them both a 1.
Oh, both a 1. Damn, man. Elliot, Tony, what was your low points?
Oh, I had a couple of them, but the ones that stood out was the Bailey promo with Bianca Belair. Like, it was okay, but I just was not into it. I wasn't.
Ding dong. Hello.
It's funny, but I wasn't into the whole segment. I gave it a 0.5.
Oh, no.
The ones that were really close to it was the Rey Mysterio versus Corbin. I gave it a 1. And the Roman promo at the end with Adam Pearce. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, where is this going? And then, I mentioned it in my rumors earlier. I don't know if you guys listened to it. And then I watched, SmackDown during the break, and it came out to be true. So there you go. With Kevin Owens.
Yeah. So why did we waste our time with that gauntlet match and have Adam Pearce win?
Exactly. That's where, that's exactly where I'm coming from with it, is that then what was the purpose of doing that gauntlet match? For what?
Yeah,
if anything,
exactly.
If anything, they should have gave it to Shinsuke. Shinsuke popped in that gauntlet match, because I'm sorry to say, last year when they did the same, was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before that with Kingston. He was a replacement for Ali.
Yeah.
And Kingston shined in that. And what did they do? They pushed him all the way through WrestleMania. Here, Shinsuke shined and popped. And you do this to him? Seriously? Shinsuke looked good in that gauntlet match. And then you do this? Are you serious? What was the purpose of that then? To do this fucking dumb storyline with what?
It might be repeated because Kofi didn't win that gauntlet match. He just looked really good. Shinsuke also looked really good.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're right. No, I hear you. I remembered. Okay. Yeah. But still, I mean, for me, it's like, oh, come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
Really? You did that to Shinsuke? It should have been him, not Kevin Owens. Now I'm not. Honestly, I'm not even invested in this. I'm not.
Yeah, and this is the main event for the Royal Rumble.
Yep. I'm not invested in it.
And you know what? And I said this storyline is bad with Kevin Owens and Roman, and it's killing Roman, honestly.
Now it is.
And what bothered me was I was like, oh, God, they're going from Kevin Owens to Adam Pearce. This is going to kill Roman. No, this is a continuation of Kevin Owens' storyline.
Yes.
So it's just as bad. It's just terrible. For me, I gave that a 0.5. It was just god-awful. Roman Reigns and Adam Pearce and Kevin Owens being involved. I also gave a 1 to Corbin and Mysterio. I thought that was terrible. Yeah. But I do have an Adam Pearce story for you. Apparently, our good friend TJ Logan at POV Global had a little issue with Adam Pearce. And he was TJ was ring announcing in Canada, where he's from. And if you didn't know that, he's Canadian. He was ring announcing, and Adam Pearce made a pass by when he was the NWA champion. And just because he was a bad guy at the time, he pushed TJ into the first row. And TJ was not expecting it. So TJ was so pissed off, and he was just like contemplating punching him in the face. So when they get to the back, TJ approaches him and is like, yo, I was going to punch you in the face for that. And then Adam Pearce responded with, well, you would have lost. And TJ was like, yeah, but I would have broke your fucking nose.
Wow.
Oh, shit. Wow. So
a similar incident with you, Rick, in Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an incident similar with Chris, the headliner Michaels.
Yeah.
He pushed me like 6 feet.
He did. He pushed you hard.
He did. But I have to say this. Everybody that's talking about Adam Pearce, fuck off. Adam Pearce fucking sucks. Yeah, like, oh, he was NWA champ. Oh, did you know that? Oh, yeah, she was NWA champion 5 times. Fuck off. Adam Pearce fucking sucks. Yeah, I said it. Adam Pearce sucks. Stop it. Stop it. He is just a guy that's fucking in the background right now. He's John Laurinaitis of the 2021 year. Come on now.
That's terrible.
Oh, did you know John Laurinaitis used to ride on a skateboard to the ring? Oh, that's fucking irrelevant. I don't care. Fuck out. Come on.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce sucks.
I agree.
All right, Elio, your high points of SmackDown.
I gave it Cesaro, Daniel Bryan.
Yes. What did you give it?
3.5.
Wow.
All right, Tony.
For me, honestly, it was the Jey Uso versus Shinsuke. I gave it a 3.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
like that one a lot better than the Daniel Bryan and versus Cesaro. Now, granted, that was a good match, but I didn't. For me, the Shinsuke versus Jey was a lot better. Now, the only gripe I do have was just the simple fact that there was only one match in 47 minutes of SmackDown. I was like, you got to be kidding me with this. You got to be kidding me. SmackDown, I'm telling you, that's what's failing them right now is the simple fact that they do these stupid fucking segments, useless segments, and they do it in the first hour. It's like, no, you're only a 2-hour show. Like if it was Raw, it's like, all right, they're a 3-hour show, whatever. You got time for that. But it's like it looks like they're trying to tell too much of a story in the beginning of the show without wrestling. And it's like, no, you don't. You just don't do that. And that's the only gripe I have about it. But yeah, no, that was Jey Uso versus Shinsuke. Really good match. And I just hope maybe because, they've been pushing Shinsuke a lot lately. And they also been mentioning a lot that he was winner of the Royal Rumble. Yeah. Could he win it this week? Or not this week. Can he win it at the pay-per-view? It's like he has a good chance. And if they keep booking him the way they are, I'd say, yeah. I'd say, all right. He might be a pick.
My high point for SmackDown was Cesaro defeating Daniel Bryan. I gave it a 3.5. I also gave it 3 to Nakamura defeating Jey Uso. I thought they were solid matches. But I got to tell you, man, the person that stole the show was Billie Kay. Mm-hmm. This girl, oh my God.
Hilarious.
She is amazing. She is hilarious.
Let me tell you. She's got a shirt.
It's not mosh pitting. It's mosh pishing.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. I was dying.
I had to rewind it.
No, and then she was like, it's on my resume now. Like, oh my God.
Yes.
I'm like, is she really saying mosh pishing?
Yes. And she does have a shirt, Tony.
She does have a
it's
shirt.
Terrible.
It is.
But,
it is. What do they call it? Like the
50 Shades of K.
Is that what it's called? Because it shows her kicking, like in a kicking motion, which is weird.
Yeah. It's terrible. They should just do a resume shirt.
Oh yes, that I would buy. But let me tell you something.
Yes.
She is just too fucking. She did absolutely stole the show. I mean, she's funny, man. And I have a side note about her that it's actually a question to you guys. Do you think that they're using Billie Kay like R-Truth as a comic? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that?
It's different. It's different.
No, unlike R-Truth, I want to see Billie Kay every week on SmackDown.
Damn. But you're right. You are right.
Rick. You're right. No, it's true. But it's different, Tony. I think R-Truth, the thing is he's actually wrestling and he's having matches and he's taking up time. Billie Kay is doing commentary and she's ringside. During somebody else's match, which I'm fine with because it's all connected. Listen, man. She's doing amazing. Like it's like literally amazing. I wanted to buy her shirt, but her shirt is garbage.
Yeah. But at least she's got a shirt.
That's true. I ended up buying a Ding Dong Hello Bailey shirt. And Bailey, if you guys are fans of Bailey, check out the Broken Skull sessions. I don't ever promote other shows, but check out Broken Skull session with Stone Cold and Bailey. It is fucking epic. It's so good. You get to see Bailey on a different side, and it's just good. This is really good. Overalls for SmackDown, guys. Elio, overall for SmackDown.
1.9.
Okay, Tony.
I gave it a 1.57.
Wow, and I gave it a 2.1.
Jesus.
All right, let's get into our Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. Currently, Raw NXT is ahead 20 to Raw's 12 to SmackDown 7. I'm going to go first this week, and I'm going to tell you guys, I went with SmackDown, Raw, and then NXT this week. Elio, what did you do?
I have the same. Like, I gave NXT to SmackDown, was just a better show for me. So I went SmackDown, Raw, and NXT.
All right. Tony?
How I have it on my notes, I have Raw at 2.1, NXT at 1.92, and SmackDown at a 1.57. But I think NXT, in my opinion, was just a little bit better than both shows. So I have it at NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. You can't, seriously, you can't justify one match in 47 minutes for a 2-hour show and say that was a good show. Seriously.
Hey,
it's bad.
Tony?
That's bad.
Tony.
That's bad.
It's misjustified.
No.
SmackDown wins this week.
Oh, that's the wrong. It's wrong because, the rest of the show sucked. The Bailey promo, the fucking Roman promo with Adam Pearce. Apollo versus Sami Zayn.
Ding dong, come in, and I'm Bianca's like, I'm right here.
Hold up, we didn't talk about this, but Apollo Crews talking with Roman.
Yes,
where the fuck they
That's
going
interesting.
with that?
That's interesting.
But this is where they failed. They had him go up against Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
why? That made no sense. That's what I'm talking about. The whole SmackDown show didn't make no sense.
Well, what they're doing is they're trying to build. I think they're trying to build Roman versus Big E, and like Big E beats Apollo again, and then Roman's like, "Let me handle your business."
Or Apollo?
Yeah, no, I think Roman.
Well, see, that doesn't make sense either. It made more sense for Apollo. Like if Apollo starts joining Roman,
Well, and Apollo joins Roman, but he keeps losing to Big E, and then Roman's like, "Yo, let me handle your business for you." Right. Yo, we could have a Universal title versus IC title at WrestleMania, guys.
Yeah, but it just doesn't make sense. It makes more sense for Apollo. No, it don't.
Tony, you're going in the book, Tony.
All right, where are we at now? I'm lost.
The book is where we're at right now.
Oh, yeah, let's go into the book. All right. For those that are new to the show, basically what we do is we put the most ridiculous things that happen in the week of wrestling, and we do it just to get a good laugh. And, with this pandemic still going on, it's like, oh, my God. It's going to be over, though, soon. I have a feeling. All right, we ready?
January 20th?
Yeah, after January 20th, it'll be all better. Liv Morgan's cage wedgie.
Tony, that's the lifer.
Is it a lifer? Is it? Hold on, let me double check my notes. I don't have it as a lifer. Did we do it as a lifer?
I think so.
No, we did not.
I think we did.
No,
because it's still in there.
When did we do it? Last week. Last week.
Yeah, it was last week.
All right. Hopefully, I'll remember to put it in there. Coronavirus
stays.
MVP's older brother suit
stays.
Jericho and Khan demo.
That stays.
Drew's dragon breath. Even him in quarantine, it was bad. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Roman's choppas
stays.
Candace's wings.
They stay.
She had it this week.
The way.
They stay.
They got a shirt. Did you see that?
The way. Terrible.
When I think of The Way, I think of that song by Fastball from '98. That's all.
They got a shirt though. God, man, ridiculous. AEW rankings.
Stays.
Carmella's champagne shower.
That stays. Reginald versus Sasha Banks.
Yeah. That's another thing that happened too. Bronson's little lizard.
Stays.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold the phone. We missed a very important part of fucking SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's Rey Mysterio's tighty whities.
Yes.
What was he doing?
That was the worst gear ever seen.
That is worse. That's bad. I was gonna say that's the
bad.
Word. That's bad. So it's going in the book. We're putting it in the book. So Ray. I called you Ray.
Hey, what are you doing?
You dress like him too.
What's the top they call them? Hefe now.
Yeah, Hefe. Ray's
Hefe.
Tiny Whiteys. You just made the book.
There we go. All right. Where were we at with Bronson's little?
Yeah, that stays.
Yeah, no, Angelo. He did
Bad.
it right in the promo.
Even you lost. You lost.
Yeah.
And you're saying yeah.
Elias Dookie Finger.
Stays. Yo, he got the bandage.
Literally.
Remember, he had his thumb
Yeah.
wrapped up.
Yes. Oh my God. What is this? Alicia's forehair?
Hair.
Oh, Alicia
Fox's hair.
It's like an R. Alicia Fox's hair.
That stays. So at least another week.
All right. This fucking thing. You guys kill me. Priest's needle dick.
We haven't seen him, so we'll see if it stays.
Adam Pearce's Batman.
It stays.
And, the new entrance into the book this week is Ray's Tidy Whities and
Yes.
Rick's Blasphemous.
That'll be out next week.
All right, that is it for you.
I think I've made it into the book more than anybody, more than Charlotte.
No, I thought this
so.
was like your second time.
No, this is like my
You
fourth
were
time
in
in the book.
for your obsession with Edge. You were in what was
Yep.
the other one?
I
you
was
were in?
For your Seth
Sore
Rollins
throat.
voice.
With the
Seth
what?
Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Oh yeah,
For
Rick's voice.
for your sore throat.
And what was the other one? So this is third.
I was in the global book.
Yeah.
Jesus. What an accomplishment, Rick. How come you don't
Yes.
use that one instead of what you
I'm the greatest ever in the book.
in El Libro? All right, that's it for the show. Before we close out the show, though, I will play a song from my playlist, and it's called the 5-Second Shuffle, and it'll be Elio against Rick. A lot of trash talking between y'all two, but it's just for fun and games. It's just how we ride off into the sunset until next week, where we are getting closer to the Royal Rumble. And yeah, so with that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the gentleman
Elio Canella.
and the third wheel,
Toronto the third.
and our intern.
Yeah, he's not here. He hasn't been here all episode. You guys haven't
damn.
noticed?
Well, there you
He's
go.
gonna be pissed at you next week.
Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Here we go.
China.
Stephanie, China. Ah.
Who
That
said
goes
it?
to Elio. Elio got it. Elio got it.
Who did you
China.
say?
China.
Yes, China.
Yeah.
China.
Damn. That's a Stephanie.
Oh, did you really? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see why. All right, here we go. No, we won't.
The end.
That is right.
Who was that?
The
The
end.
end. Theme
It's
from
the
Judgment
pay-per-view,
Day.
the Armageddon pay-per-view.
Armageddon. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
that don't count. Come on.
That don't count. You might have to put something in for
No,
that.
I don't count. I'm just saying. I just recognize that song.
All right, here we go. I even added
Oof.
that a second.
Oof.
Yeah, and I will say this person's entrance. I think this is like his third or fourth one that I've heard. So think of it that way.
Oof.
Hall of Famer. I'll give you a hint. Hall of Famer.
Oof.
Right? That one is hard. Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
What'd you say, Elio?
I got nothing.
Nothing. It is Mark Henry.
No.
Mark Henry.
Yes, Mark
Oof.
Henry. Mark
Okay.
Henry.
Okay.
Yep, it's called The Wall. Hold on, let me play a little bit more.
I've never heard that in my life.
Really? All right. here we
I
go.
never heard him use that entrance.
Oh my God.
I tell you right now, none of y'all are gonna guess this.
Is that Rico?
No.
Marcus Corvone.
Yes.
Corvone.
Yes. That's who it is. You're not getting that point though, because I said the first name. All right, Elio's still out 1-0.
Yep. Gangrel.
The Brood.
Yes. Who said it first? Because it's hard for me to hear.
Ricardo
You said it?
Serrano.
All right, so it's tied up. Tied up. Here's the tiebreaker.
Kalisto.
No. No.
What'd you say?
Kalisto.
No.
No, that's Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oscar, yes. But you know what, though? I got to say it is a tie because Elio got the one that was the end. I didn't expect
All
none of
right,
y'all to get that.
all right. So tiebreaker.
You
We
wanna
don't
do
want to end in a
tiebreaker?
tie.
All right, we'll do
Yes.
the tiebreaker.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Rage. It's from NXT. Did they have a pay-per-view called Rage?
I don't know.
You know, I don't either. I don't remember. I don't even. All right, here we go. We'll get it. No.
It says SmackDown.
Yeah.
This one is very, very hard, and it's. You know what? I'll do something else. It's called "Is Christmas Ready?"
Okay.
Generation X. I got.
That's the
Apparently,
Christmas one from Uncaged. Yeah.
is that what it was?
Yeah, from Uncaged.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smoke and mirrors. Yeah.
Really? You do that
Wow.
too? I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's a good one. Wow, Elio,
Yes.
good job.
Wow. It's called Smoke and Mirrors. Ugly.
Mirrors, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's when
that's
he
when he
had
had the mask.
That's
Yeah.
when we had the mask. Yeah.
That's why I didn't recognize it off the jump because it was the remixed one. But yeah, that's the one. That's the one. He's ugly.
Wow. We don't own the rights.